Let's all just calm down and assess the situation.
The situation's bleeding all over the f***ing rug.
That fake-ass laugh.
I'm done. Maybe eventually you'll realize I'm being a hero.
Well, could you be a hero and explain all these f***ing lamps? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this shot alone.
These are candles.
You can beat me. But do you really think you can beat him?
Who the f*** knows? I still don't really understand what's lethal to these people. I've seen Jordan take a laser to the chest. I've seen Sam throw all of these people around like rag dolls with no consequences. I've seen a penis explode and then the owner of said penis walk around like normal the next day. What I do know is that Marie absolutely could take both of them out, but for some reason doesn't.
And how do you know that? Could you cite your source? Oh, you don't have any. Okay, then this sin is moot.
So what, we just sit here? No, we stop them.
But you just let them go. How does giving them a head start give you a better chance at stopping them?
Marie clearly didn't think she could beat them in a fight, which is why she let them go. Look, you can claim that Marie could beat them all day long, but until you provide any actual reason for that claim, I'm going with Marie herself.
I'm missing a farm-to-table fest at Ina and Jeffries to be at this board meeting.
I can't figure out who or what is getting at this fest, but the phrasing confused me enough that I completely missed whatever Ashley says next.
Pointless dumb sin is pointless and dumb.
Who was that?
That was Andy.
I'm suddenly very relieved that Toy Story 5 isn't likely to be an Amazon Prime production.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture ref.
You are superior to them, and it's time we showed it.
Person with powers claims people with powers are superior to those without powers. Cliché. If it ain't Magneto saying it, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, that's 2 in a row.
Okay, it's time to dig into this supersonic gadget. We know that Frenchie used supersonic frequencies to distract Homelander at the end of Season 3, but now we've jumped to pocket versions of this tech that this series confirms can neutralize every soup thanks to them all having super hearing? Every soup! This tech feels like a bigger deal than a virus, and yet no one really seems to be talking about it.
Let's say everyone started talking about it like you're suggesting. The soups would eventually catch wind of this tech that neutralizes them, and many would probably do everything in their power to get rid of the technology. I mean, when you're super powerful, you'll do anything to conserve your power. Keeping this tech quiet is actually a pretty good decision.
Ever since Translucent died, there's been a gaping empty hole in the 7.
Well, actually, you've had several gaping holes after Translucent. The Nazi Bride, the Fish Pervert, Heart Attack Flash, Gal Gadot, and Bright Spark. Why aren't you as concerned about filling their slots?
The only slot that's been open long-term has been Translucence. They replaced Stormfront with Supersonic, brought the Deep back, A-Train was out until he got his heart transplant, and Maeve and Starlight are both still in the 7 at this point.
Yes, you have to admire the sudden apocalyptic set dressing here, complete with, but not limited to, a broken bicycle, a trash can fire, a literal dumpster fire, and an abandoned car, which is, of course, also on fire. It's been mere minutes, but we're already looking like 28 soups later.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture. Also, I usually don't talk about the captions, but they misspelled the word mere. How do you misspell something so simple and easy? Damn.
What the f***?
This reveal that Emma's powers were linked to her emotional state and not specifically to her eating is a freaking amazing twist that deserves to be in a much less mediocre action-baity finale.
Discount Jeremy sends something he likes cliche.
What? This is a terrible place for a panic button. My fellow desk workers, look upon your knee and think about all the times you've cracked it on a desk. Then think about where on that desk that point of impact is. It's right there. If Shetty is anything like a regular human, this alarm would be accidentally activated hourly, and I have the knee bruises to prove it.
I work at a security desk on my college campus, and I agree that hitting your knees on the desk is a part of the job, but you typically hit the underside of the desk. The button is facing outward, meaning your knee wouldn't actually press it when you hit the desk. I know I'm getting nitpicky, but he's pointing out dumb shit like this, so I feel justified.
Turn on the sonic whistle, we're good.
So the sonic thingy has been rolled out across the entire campus? Again, why aren't we talking about the soup neutralizing tech? Most of the boys has been figuring out how to bring soups to justice or find their vulnerability, and here we have a huge f***ing vulnerability that affects all soups, and it feels like it's no big deal.
Discount Jeremy double dips cliche.
So if Ashley knows about the sonic soup denier, then why doesn't she have one?
What makes you think she doesn't? The episode never said whether or not she had one, so you're just making an assumption.
Gen V used a Wilhelm scream. They thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
Sinning the Wilhelm scream. That's worth this many sins.
Badass moment and all, but how did Marie make blood knives that were hard enough to penetrate a Soup's body, but soft enough to avoid going through the helicopter and killing everyone inside?
Magic.
So did Marie, have to kill him? We've seen her control people's heart rate, so couldn't she just tank his blood pressure and make him pass out? Hell, couldn't she do the same thing to Kate? It'd be no less bullshitty than literally detecting a foreign chemical in their bloodstream.
In the heat of the moment, maybe she didn't think of it. I mean, I'm sure she could, but they're also basically dealing with a soup apocalypse here.
Couldn't resist bringing out Homelander, could ya? Well, congrats, because now you've locked in the old where were the Avengers problem that always happens with spinoffs. Every big disaster we'll be asking where are the boys, or the good guys prevail, and we'll ask why didn't Homelander intervene? Or somebody says and we ask why wasn't Butcher here to say that?
That sin has already been debunked for the MCU, so I'll stick with the boys universe. As far as this specific situation goes, how do you know the boys are even aware of it? The show hasn't given us any reason to suspect that they know about this in the first place, and Homelander is showing up right now, so you can't complain about the Seven not getting involved.
Oh, come on. Homelander wasn't enough? Did you really have to butcher the point, too? Now I'll be spending season 4 of The Boys wondering how all this fits in. And heaven forbid you go into the new season having not watched Gen V, because now you'll have no f***ing clue what's happening, or what Butcher is doing at this random school, or why people are worried about some virus.
Dude, you signed up to watch a connected universe. If you don't want to watch a connected universe, then don't. This is like complaining about a movie being scary when you picked a horror movie.
I just don't see how Deadpool bragging about is going to save the MCU, and I'm still shocked at how efficiently Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness completely negates any of the character development we saw in WandaVision. So yes, Butcher, what a bunch of C words.
Discount Jeremy makes 3 pop culture references that aren't sins of the episode cliche.
I'm in danger!